per their counsel, informed the court that they had elected not to mount the witness box. What this means is that, or what that meant was that the chairperson and the representative of the second respondent, Mr. McMenu, were not going to mount the witness box to testify and be cross-examined by counsel for the petitioner, Mr. Chikata. You will all recollect that they had filed witness statements in the case. So naturally, counsel for the petitioner opposed this request or application by the respondents on the grounds that not only had they filed a witness statement, but by 2 affidavits by which they opposed our request for them to answer interrogatories and for them to produce certain documents. The chairperson particularly had said that she would be available for cross-examination. Now, the petitioner's point was that under the specific rule, Order 36, they had elected by this particular conduct to adduce evidence in court, and therefore it was no longer open to them to tell the court that they were not going to give evidence. Of course, on Monday you heard the superior compelling arguments by Mr. Chikata, and of course you heard the wishy-washy, insipid arguments by the respondents. Nevertheless, the courts have ruled in favor of the respondents, saying that they do not agree with us, that even though this is the EC, a constitutional body, the same principles that are applicable to ordinary people should be applicable to the Electoral Commission, and therefore they were upholding their request not to mount the witness box. Subsequently, I also heard Mr. Chikata. He said, well, if that is the decision of the court, then he's going to apply. In fact, he's in the process of filing an application for us to reopen our case and to subpoena the chairperson of the Electoral Commission. And so that is the status now. So now, for us, those are important. There are important lessons to be learned from this. Now we have an EC who, when a request for information was served on them in the past, they refused to respond. We have an EC who was requested to answer interrogatories. They refused to respond. We have an EC that was served with an application or a notice to admit facts. They refused. We have an EC that was asked to produce documents relating to the election. They also refused that. That's the kind of EC we are dealing with. I mean, where are the principles of accountability? When is this EC going to be accountable?